Today we'll be recreating one of my absolute top favorite flowers. Not only because it's so gorgeous, but because it always shows up around my birthday. I will not only be making 3D elements, but I'm also going to share with you my super crazy idea for mold making. Let's get right into it. Welcome to our weekly episode. As usual, I was pondering, considering various options, and then on the way to the gym, I saw something stunning. And I realized there are a couple of themes that I've been revisiting. I would say probably once a year, but each time I'm doing it in a different way, using different media. For me, the month of June is always full of poppies. I always think of poppies in June. This is my birthday month and I just love those poppies around. For the last couple of weeks, I was making some really vibrant paintings. You can see the butterfly and the dragonfly. Tons of colors, though I'm kind of feeling a bit more subdued today. Light gold. I must say I love burnt umber in my paintings. As you can see, this is a very small amount. I can always add more. Okay, I have to be careful with this black, so I am going to use palette knife to apply it. That's really tiny, see now? Hardly any. Small amount of black is capable of destroying whatever you're making. I do have a different gold, iridescent gold. No difference just looking at them. Incredible how dark it is, considering I put so much more white. See? I will be reapplying white on top, much more subtle. Okay, I'll spread a bit more. Now I do want some stencils. This is dry. I was actually using a hairdryer to make it quicker. Thinking of the big poppies, I think that the text will look better. I got myself some makeup sponges today. Let's see if the makeup sponge is better than the normal one. As long as I don't move the text, I might cover the whole canvas. I'm thinking now. Maybe. You ask why? Because I would say probably 80% of it, or maybe 70, will be covered by the poppies anyway, so we won't see that much. So I want it lighter. Got lighter and darker. That's okay, I don't like this part. Now I'm going to repeat it. This is dry in less than 10 minutes. I washed the stencil. As you can see, I didn't manage to scrape everything off because I wanted to be very gentle with the text. We are going to turn up the excitement a bit. 3D letters are coming. I want them golden. Now I do have darker gold. I don't know because it got rubbed off. But this is like an antique. I would say, looking at it, it looks like antique gold. Just gold paint. And well, if I don't cover all the letters, that's fine. Moment of truth. Wow. Okay. Okay, let me clean that mess. Nah, why did I put it upside down? Okay, so I am putting this in this. Look at this. I've got the whole text. I think I pressed twice. That was the problem. My goodness, just look at this. It's pretty unusual. I wanted to make some experiment, but I went too far with being silly. This was polymer clay. I thought, what will happen if I put it in water? No, that's not a good idea. I probably have to throw it away. Let's just see what happens. I have to show you something very exciting I found today. So, look at those. And they are actually both are from poppies. How different can they be? That's the one from the poppy I showed you. This beautiful peachy color. And this one was like from light lilac, a big poppy. I want to make a mold. And I don't have the special mold mixture. Of course you can buy it. I don't have time. I have to come up with something here. And you know how I love actually exploring what I have around and whether I can utilize it. So this is the final. Okay, I don't want it so high. It's looking rather good. Okay, so I can fire this and see if that works. I've got the third option as well. By the way, me fiddling with this and water, look what happened to my nails. Beauty parlor, they all covered with this, with the residue. Option number 3. Ta-da! Glue gun. Yes. So we are making a mold out of glue gun and see how this works. I can make it as thick as I want to. Okay, this is super exciting. Looks like encased in glass, doesn't it? Okay, I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work, yes. All right, so we've got our very special glue gun mold. Let me quickly check with some air drying clay. And this is the glue gun outcome. Not bad. That just came out from the oven. I don't know which one's going to be better. When you are pushing something into your mold, like clay, it's much better holding a thicker piece, bigger piece, because then you can take it out easily. Oh, yes. Okay. So I think this one is more successful. Both are not bad, you know. I'm so happy my crazy experiment worked. No, scissors are probably not the best idea here, but goodness me. Oh, I'm liking it. I drew some quick poppies here, as you can see. And I was actually going to explain to you, because there are always questions about what am I drawing on. This is baking paper. This is not even tracing paper, baking paper. I even drew one on the brown baking paper. If I don't have tracing paper nearby, because obviously tracing paper will work really well. But this is also waxed. So now I'm thinking which flower will go where. Let's do this one first. That's my super tech transfer. Yes, you can draw over with a pencil. I didn't even bother taping it down. I hope you can see. This is my special paste. Many of you would like to see how I made it. So I'm going to link the video in which you can watch me making it and explaining all the details. I just simply don't want to repeat it in every single episode. It will be boring for all those who by now actually know how to make it. Let's start with the huge one. Now the edges of the poppies are not perfect, not even. Doesn't matter if it's slightly different to what I drew. Can always go over and fix the sections. I am stretching each part towards the midsection. Let me spread this section and then the bottom part. So many people like poppies. I love them. They're so delicate. Every time I try to pick some, I just learned that you can't really put them in a vase and they die so quickly. But what you can do, you can make a poppy artwork that will stay. This one part that's going to be slightly curved. I've noticed I've got so many pictures from you showing me your work, following my tutorials. Really nice. I'm really happy you're enjoying the pace and making some awesome stuff. Well, actually, funny enough, I got quite a few images of the Highland cows recently, and even a little baby cow. Okay, I think I'm happy now. Sometimes, you know, it's easier to leave this section and go on to even another flower because you want it dry, just not to destroy it with this petal. And I might actually do it with this one because this is quite massive, so I'll be touching it from this side, I'll be touching it from that side, so I might just leave it and go over to this one. When you mix all-purpose filler, I think I said it like in one of the videos, it dries much quicker, much quicker. Maybe that's why I like it so much, and it's perhaps a little less flexible. It's not so gummy. This one is the closest to us, therefore I added a bit more on the edge. I know it looks super messy at the moment, but it's going to be fine. Once I finish, this is my design and it is copyright. However, I made a decision to actually share my designs with my patrons. Each tier is getting a different amount of designs. Yeah, so that's that. And the only thing, you know, if you are making an artwork and it's based on my design or inspired by my tutorial, the only thing I kindly ask of you is that you just credit me as a source of inspiration. So as you've noticed, the ones that are on top are much thicker than the bottom ones. That was the plan. And if you're asking me how many times I put my finger into this side, so far twice. They do have quite thin stems, don't they? No, I don't like it. Sorry, I wanted it to go. Wasn't sure how I want the stem to go, but when I see it, I know that's not it. Also hairy. Trying to make some spikes here. This is like really improvising here. As you can see, I didn't plan it, I didn't draw it, I'm doing it on the spot. And the good news is I can wipe it off if it's not nice. I knew I wanted something in this gap here. Why do I want it so thick? It's because I am still planning to add those 3D elements. Now the tricky stem, I want to get it off the canvas as well. As long as I don't touch it. Yeah, let's leave it to dry. I'm going to do what I do most of the time. I cover my 3D paste with white acrylic, just as a sealer and to make it more white. I'm going to choose my reds. Now I've got scarlet, vermilion and crimson. This one will be for some dark patches, so I might start with scarlet. It's a nice poppy color. All right. So firstly, whoa, that's pretty dramatic. I'm going to quickly paint all three with the same color, just one color all over. I am not worried about any highlights or shadows at the moment. This one as well. I've realized I've forgotten to add a stem for this. So imagine that it's joining one of the stems that already exist. Like, for example, this one. I might as well glue it down. It's dry, it's smooth, why not? I'm using universal glue for this one. So at the moment, yeah, when you're looking at the poppies, they look a bit flat. There's no depth in them. There is no contrast at all, but it's coming, it's coming. At a very slight angle. I'm adding a little bit of orange for some sections, using a smaller brush for some strands of lighter sections. So everything that's closer to us and curved is going to be lighter. And then I will reintroduce some dark bits as well. There wasn't much orange before, so now it's a bit of a color change. But I think that was necessary. So this is orange yellow. This is vermilion as my red at the moment. And I've been adding a little bit of white. We've got crimson. So I'm going to go over every petal into every crevice here. I do want to mute the background a little bit. I don't know. I might be making a terrible mistake, but as usual, I have to try and see. Yeah, this is like really, really risky now. Well, for reasons unknown, I have to do that. Because for me, the gold background was a bit too gold. So as you can imagine, I am going over every part the same way now. Now when I add some brown, we still see a little bit of gold, the same like with the background. I'm muting it down a bit, creating a film of color on top. I always say I keep going till I am happy. Funny looking at this one. This is like the reverse process of painting something with one color and then rubbing gold on top. Look, that looks kind of aged and rusty, and I thought I would like it, but I really don't. So I am going to use the paste, and it should be at a slight angle. I don't want it as fat as the one I made. Once it's a little bit drier than this, I'm going to add some lines there. Look, when I touch it with a brush like this, we are getting those exact marks that we want here. I think that's pretty cool. I did mention I wasn't going to introduce green, and at least I didn't change that. I promise this is going to be the very last thing I'm doing. And for this, I'm using my very, very thin brush with plenty of tiny lines. There's also black along here, because obviously those lines are overlapping. Now it looks like a real poppy, doesn't it? Now I've got black paint here, and I want to make those little anthers. Must say that this flower was a labor of love. I mean, love for poppies and love for painting as well. So I hope it's going to find a loving home as well. If you would like to own the original, please head off to abcreativeofficial.com, to my website, abcreativeofficial.com. And if you enjoyed the video, if you are inspired, and if you'd like to perhaps see some more and see the extended version, I would like to welcome you to our amazing Patreon group, where we have extended versions of each tutorial, much longer versions. If you can tolerate me for any longer than 20 minutes, that would be awesome. Also, thank you so much for all the lovely comments. I'm saying it every single week because I feel so humbled. Really heartwarming comments. For your super thanks. Thank you so much. I'm honestly, I'm so blessed to have such wonderful subscribers. Well, I do hope you like the outcome. I must say I'm pretty pleased with it, and it was fun making it, the whole process of creating 3D elements and the crazy molds as well. That what you see is only a fraction of what I was going through and what I was trying. So if you'd like to see much more, please join our wonderful Patreon group. Well, thank you so much for watching, and see you all next week. Bye bye.